So this is a screencast for 14.12, the Mayans. You should have already watched the Brain Pop video. Now I'd like you to go to the reading. Mayan people. The ancient Maya established their cities in the rainforest, played games that went on for days, and are famous for their knowledge of the stars. The idea of time fascinated them. They chewed gum, filed their teeth, and raised bees without stingers. Like the Egyptians, they built pyramids, often elaborately adorned with murals and elaborate architectural details. Visit our Places section to learn more about them. Scholars agree that the Maya were the most advanced of all ancient Mesoamerican, that means down in Mexico, cultures. The Maya originated in the Yucatan in Mexico, the area around the resort beach city of Cancun. They developed astronomy, calendar systems, and writing. They built elaborate pyramids and observatories, all without the use of metal tools. They were as highly skilled as potters and weavers. Their centers began to decline around AD 900, for reasons still unknown. Some of the centers continued until the Spanish arrived in the 16th century. Mayan math. Instead of 10 digits like we have today, the Maya used a base number of 20 in their mathematics. Base 20 is decimal. That's not a word I expect you to remember. Don't worry. They also used a system of bars and dots as shorthand for counting. A dot stood for 1 and a bar stood for 5. Because the base of the number system was 20, larger numbers were written down in powers of 20. We do that in our decimal system too. For example, 32 is 3 times 10 plus 2. In the Maya system, this would be 1 times 20 plus 12, because 20 was used as the base. It was very easy to add and subtract using this number system. They did not use fractions. Adding is just a matter of adding up dots and bars. Maya merchants often used cocoa beans, which are chocolate beans, which they laid out on the ground to do these calculations. The Mayan ball game. Some of you may have heard about this before. Chichen Itza, one of the largest cities near Cancun, Mexico, has a ball game court. It is much larger than a football field. At about 150 by 40 feet, it is the largest in the Mundo Maya. The ball game, which was a common activity of all Mesoamerican peoples and originated around 3000 BC, which is a long time ago, had a ritualistic function for the ancient Maya. Ritualistic means this was enclosed in religion. There were 2 teams. The number of players depended on the region where the game was played. Most ball courts had 2 sloping parallel walls inset with 3 round discs, called markers, or a single stone ring, at right angles to the ground. The game appears in various myths, sometimes as a struggle between day and night deities, or gods, or the battles between the gods in the sky and the lords of the underworld. The ball symbolized the sun, moon, or stars, and the ring stood for sunrise and sunset, or equinoxes. The players scored by touching the markers or passing the ball, which was 50 centimeters in diameter and weighed more than 2 pounds, through the rings. The markers or rings were several yards above the ground, and the players could only touch the ball with their elbows, knees, or hips. Scoring was considered such a feat that it usually ended the game. Ball games would go on for days, the word Lamech being the name of one of the days. The Maya ball game was called Pakatak. These games could go on for days. It was played on an odd-shaped field. The object of the game was to move a hard rubbered ball without the use of hands or feet. It wasn't hard to keep score because it took so long to get the ball through the hoop. The losing team were usually sacrificed, which means they were killed for the pleasure of the gods. So now that we've finished this, you're going to go back to today's lesson and you're going to complete the other activity there. If you get stuck or if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. Enjoy.